I'm sure you took note of the fact that the U.S. is looking to try and restrict chips or high-level end chips actually to countries like Malaysia and Thailand. And I ask this question because chips, it seems, and because they're so important to AI, have become a very hot topic with regards to geopolitical security and the race to tech. Actually, are you concerned that perhaps data centers, because they're so important actually towards driving some of these very, very important functions and new technologies, might actually become a bit of a hot topic, similar to how AI chips have become in recent times?
So I think the reality is, JP, that data centers are going to be needed for a very, very long time in the future. We are essentially the digital infrastructure that powers the economies that we operate in, from watching YouTube to Netflix to doing internet banking, etc. All of it runs through Equinix data centers. And so whilst there might be short-term geopolitical issues associated with particular chips, I don't think it's going to drive any lower demand, or it's not going to inhibit our growth in the Asia Pacific region, because in addition to AI, things like cloud adoption in Asia, whilst the rate of adoption is growing very quickly, the overall rate of adoption is actually quite low. And so there's quite a long runway, so to speak, to go in terms of the use of data centers, the adoption of cloud in the Asia Pacific region. And I think there's a big opportunity for us. In fact, I think in Asia Pacific, we operate in probably the hottest market, in the hottest sector, in the hottest region in the world.
Right, indeed. I am curious, though, Cyrus, because you do both develop and acquire data centers. I want to know what's driving Equinix's strategy. Do you lean more towards one or the other at the moment, especially because the funding environment and the funding climate, given how volatile rates have been and borrowing conditions have been quite unpredictable? Which way does Equinix lean right now, given the current financing conditions that we're seeing right now?
Yeah, is it cheaper to buy or build?
Yeah, so look, when we enter a new market, we think very hard about what the best way to enter is. Should we buy an existing business? Should we build organically? Should we partner? And in the Asia Pacific region, we've actually done all three. So, for example, in Malaysia, we have gone with a greenfield approach in both Johor and in KL. In the Philippines, we recently acquired the TIM data center business because it was a mini Equinix. It had a strong ecosystem, it had a strong customer base, and the quality of the data centers absolutely matched what we needed. But in Indonesia, for example, we've gone organically, but we've chosen to do it with a partner, with Jardine Group and Astra International. Okay. And so the way we think about entering a market is dependent on the characteristics of that market.